advanced technology.
Damn right, he's farted at us.
It was the Toronto Clown and Firefighter Riot.
I did need this. I did need this.
I literally almost did a spit take.
What? Toronto was a pretty rough place in the 1850s, but not so rough that the circus wouldn't come to town. As it turns out, circus entertainers are a pretty tough bunch too. So when a group of off-duty clowns spent an evening at a brothel that was popular amongst the firefighters in the city in July 12th, 1855...
I'm going to have to stop you for a second, because I know it's not true, but I still picture them in their big floppy shoes and their face makeup.
Goddamn Canadian
I
clowns,
can't
get
come
out of here.
unless you squeeze the nose.
Tensions came to a head.
At least someone came to head.
Accounts differ now exactly on who started the fight, but after one firefighter knocked off the hat of a clown, things escalated.
So the clowns were wearing hats.
But after one firefighter knocked off the hat of a clown, things escalated to a full-on rabble intent on chasing the circus out of town. Firemen at the time were a private enterprise, and a lot of them were Protestant Orange Order men.
Of course they were. Fuck
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
They love a good march.
Now, it appears that the clowns, largely speaking, were Catholic, and taking umbrage... and taking umbrage to the haughty ways.
Is this just the troubles you're sounding?
But they took umbrage to the haughty ways of the Orange Order men. The mayor eventually had to call in a militia to put an end to an uproar. The incident the Torontonians credit with kicking off a much-needed local police reform. Only after a mass Orange raid on a big top, in which that much clown blood was spilled, after a massive fucking Orange Order cover-up of their violence.
What the fuck?
And this heralded a massive police reform pretty much across the fucking Toronto, because a bunch of Orange Order proddies bent up a bunch of
these
clowns,
uppity Irish clowns.
literally
What
in
the
a fucking
fuck?
big top.
Guys,
So,
you fucking shitting me, man.
Like,
Come
if
on,
you
like,
stab a clown, do flowers just pop out of the wound?
No, it's whitewash. It's just continuous whitewash.
Just love the idea of like one of their cars, like a horse and carriage turns up, but then loads of clowns.
But you know, that's not the first time that's
like
happened.
siren, like in the honky honks, like.
That's not the first time this happened. Now, it wasn't clowns, but I think it's a story from New York
But it was
from years and years
Belfast
ago.
fucking Catholics. Same difference, am I right,
No,
boys?
it was generally in New York years and
take.
years ago. A load of like dock workers like were coming back from a funeral, a Catholic funeral, and a bunch of Protestant like policemen were driving past and they're like, oh, well, we've had a couple of whiskeys and we're not having this. And they just brawled for 3 days.
I do love this era of history. Like there was like I went through like lists and lists of like bizarre riots. There was one in which that like a bunch of doctors rioted because people started getting pissed at them for robbing corpses and like hanging up corpses in their windows and just basically playing with bodies. And people were like, "Hey, that's really bad." And then the doctors were like, "Fuck you, I'm drunk." And they just like rioted for days.
I've been drinking straight ether for 3 days.
Yeah.
There is no God.
There is so many weird ass ones, but the Toronto one I had to give it to because I was like, the Orange Order basically
Been up on a bunch of
with a bunch of
I
Catholic
didn't even
clowns
know
at a brothel.
I didn't even. Yikes.
All right, man. So look, I guess that's our episode on
fucking
Riot.
crazy, man.
Thank you so much for listening.
Never trust an Orange man.
And always trust a Catholic clown. We are the Krusty Krap Podcast. We love you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good one.